Hello, my little Liebfrau Milches. Welcome to the Cleveland Browns halftime report with the score 10-10. And it felt like a 10-10 first half, didn't it? I know you're surprised to see me. It's like you're actually up late doing this. Hey, my commitment is to a team that's getting better. If the Cleveland Indians were playing a night game, now. But it's the Cleveland Browns, so I'm very happy to be doing this program because the Browns at least are showing a desire to get better. Going to be saying hi to people in the chat room here. And for those of you who are not aware, I'm a week out of knee replacement surgery. So it is nothing short of a miracle that I have the energy to be able to do this. But hey, I'm fired up for the game, and I think the Browns have a chance to win this football game, and that's an important thing here. So, hello to Mark Jones, to Mogambi, to Ron Shane, to Amsterdam. Cindy, how you doing? Big Lurker UK. Philip Slauson, Brian Holman. Can Ken make it? You know, we're going to be doing a post-game show today, too, by the way, just so you all know. Stephen Rose, hello. Stephen, boy, I'll tell you, you. Hi, Roxanne. How you doing? Where you shit your pants, didn't you, Stephen? You almost lost to Mr. Forehead, and you really should have lost to the Jets. You know, I'm telling you, you play a game like that in the playoffs, it's one and done. All right, so Mike is saying it's weird to see the Browns in the playoff hunt this late in the season. Well, they're not really. The team that loses this game is going to be, eliminated. And then the next week, the other team will be eliminated. So it's really, it's a technical, mathematical possibility, but nothing yet. Mayfield with the quality punt throw. Thank you, Mike. The kid is trying to do too much, but you can't blame him. It's a vast improvement to the don't give a shit attitude. All right. Derek Frisbee. Hi, Derek. How you doing? This is a huge momentum game, and it's swinging both ways. We got to come out red hot to swing it back our way after the Mayfield pick. Unfortunately, Baker is missing targets. It seems to happen to the best of them. He had ball sailing on him, and the decision to throw the ball to Jarvis Landry, who was not open. It looked to me like Rashard Higgins had that side of the field to himself. I'm not quite understanding. Also, deep balls in which two receivers are in the same part of the field. I don't quite understand how that works either. So there are mistakes that are being made, and Baker's got to make better decisions. The idea was to kick a 40 to 45-yard field goal to try to get up 13-10 at the end of the half, and then you get the ball back and see if you could put 7 on the board with proper halftime adjustments. Didn't happen, though, did it? Let's see what else. Hey, G. Copello. Hey, how you doing? A big mood to you, too. Mr. Muhead watch getting copyrighted on the TV on the NFL Network on the background. Well, I'm not streaming the damn game. It's halftime. And anybody who would go after me for that, I mean, hey, I'm not doing the show in my regular studio because I have to walk back and forth with the knee replacement. This way you can see, I can tell what's going on behind me. Jamie Collins is a waste of human life. I don't understand it. I mean, he's either absent and he doesn't try, or he makes himself seen by hitting somebody in the side of the head for no apparent reason. You know, Baker's getting balls knocked down at the line of scrimmage, so they're not allowing him throwing lanes either. You know, only 2 penalties, but 40 yards, got to fix that. Hi, Rick May. How you doing? Jay Morgan, he needs to stop taking so many shots down the field. Open receivers underneath. You got to, this is the thing we talked about on yesterday's program. Case Keenum is not going to beat you. He is going to allow his defense to do the work, and he's going to score enough points, 24 a game, to win 24-21 or 24-20. And this is why all of our scores on the panel on Friday suggested that would be the score of the game, and it's holding true to form. Keenum, when he has to rely on doing something himself, obviously doesn't do so well. And Baker has to understand that he does have some help out on the field. And we started using the running game a little bit more, on the drive where we kicked a field goal. We've got to use the running game more judiciously because there's too much weight heaviness on the passing side, and it's putting too much pressure on our quarterback. He's not stepping into his throws. And again, this is a mechanical issue, folks. If you're moving forward into your throw, and I am trying to do this with a bad knee, the ball's going to guide right where you want it to go. If you're throwing off your back foot, it's kind of like leaning back in a recliner. Your eyes change position. The ball will sail on you, and the ball is sailing for Baker. Rick May, time of possession, Denver, 20 minutes, and the Browns, 10. That's right, and we talked about this on Friday's show. The thin air in Denver, this is how they wear you down. They come out in their hurry-up offense. It's not that their hurry-up offense is designed to score a ton of points. It's designed to keep your core players, defensive players, on the field so that we're in mismatch situations and exhausting us by the end of the game. They're hoping that the entire fourth quarter they will own. The Cleveland Browns need to get a lead in the third quarter, and they need to put pressure on Keenum. The problem is that, again, as long as you're in a 3rd and 3 situation, Keenum will get the first down. But you see what happens when he's in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 situations, not so good. Broncos saying last time Baker had an off half, he kicked butt in the second. And, again, that's the thing when you have a great young quarterback, flip a switch, anything is humanly possible. Phillips Lawson is saying, how about some Duke Johnson screens? You got to do things because they were putting pressure on the quarterback, and you got to suck them in, and a screen pass is not a bad idea. But they're keying on Chubb, and they were, dedicating a fair number of men to the line of scrimmage. I will say this, the Browns have given Baker time to throw, although it seems that the collapsing pocket is such that he has a clock going off in his head, and too often he is throwing while he's leaning back. Hi, Tim Breedlove. How you doing? Baker is just pressing. He'll settle in, and he's got to have to do it. That's what it comes down to. A couple better throws and we're up big. I think that there were opportunities, men who were open on sideline patterns and out patterns, that the ball was just sailing way over their heads. I was amazed Perriman caught the touchdown pass. I got to be honest with you. He never caught that ball in Baltimore. People in Baltimore are probably scratching their heads. Other than that, at the end of the first half, just looked like each team being unable to put points on the board. And I really think the Browns have to do more to allow their field goal kicker to try a field goal in that situation. I've seen that too much this year, where we take on too much from an offensive quarterbacking position, and we're not willing to settle for 3. 3 points in a game like this becomes very important, because if you get that 3 before the half and then you come out and score 7 and you're up 10, it does change the way that Case Keenum comes at you. And, what can I tell you? I think that the Case Keenum can't beat you by himself. What we see is that he gets into a rhythm of throwing 7, 8, 9-yard passes, moving the chains, and eating up 8 minutes in drives. But if you're down 10 and then he makes a mistake and you can get up 13 to 17 points on a fellow like this, then it's really hard for that team to come back. Robert Krieg is saying, let's appreciate the fact that we're watching a real NFL caliber team competing in December. And it is baby steps, but it's really much bigger than baby steps, because when you're 0-16, you just have no damn idea how bad it can get. And, there's all this hype surrounding Baker Mayfield. The Cleveland Browns have to deliver more. Myles Garrett has to deliver more. And I know that I'm complaining about him every week on these shows, but, he's got to run down Case Keenum from behind. You can't come up with a handful of dirt on a goal line 3rd down situation like that. You just can't let him scramble into the end zone. And again, we've seen him a day late and a dollar short throughout the season. I'm disappointed. I don't see him as being a prolific pass rusher. He's supposed to be an athletic freak, and he should have had an angle and been able to trip up the quarterback on that play. Brandon Ward, how you doing? Baker's been off in the first half, and we still can't tackle anybody. Our tackling technique, just like our secondary technique, part of the problem that we have is that they're running little 3-4 yard pass patterns, running little rub screens and things of that nature. Our technique is just not good. We got called for a pass interference down the field because our guys don't turn around. They just run into the receiver and grab with their hands. And that's poor technique. You saw their guy do it correctly, where he got really in front of our receiver and was able to accomplish the same thing without a flag being thrown. 3-2 since Jackson was fired. Do you think their record would be better had the move been made sooner? No, not really, because I don't think that everything that went down ended up costing both Haley and Jackson. Haley would have been around more, and that would have hurt Baker's development. So there wouldn't be a Freddie Kitchens scenario if this had happened sooner. Bye-bye, Greg. The D is bad. I keep telling people that the defense is not I don't know how I would put it. They're just not a fine tackling machine. They started out the game really aggressively, but they're still missing and whiffing on guys around and allowing them to get 3, 4, 5 extra yards after catching the ball. I don't know if I'm going to say goodbye to Greg Williams, but the fact of the matter is that our defense statistically is now ranked 31st in the NFL, and that says pretty much everything. They have Lindsey under control, Rick saying a second half of this would be nice. And, you saw one explosive play where he got through the line. You have to stop that. You've got to get him in 2nd and 9 situations. You've got to put Case Keenum in a situation where he's 2nd, 3rd, and long. It's just that simple. And he will throw interceptions. The one he threw up in the end zone is a perfect example. Jabril Peppers even had time to get over and get that thing because it was a dirigible. All right. I'm looking behind me at the television. People look over my shoulder and let me know when the second half is beginning. Jarvis hasn't done shit today. Well, when they throw to him when he's not open, he's not going to do shit. All right. Wable Brown, Freddie Kitchens, trick plays going to get Baker killed. Yeah, that's another Statue of Liberty thing. And Nick wasn't there to get the handoff. That could have ended up in an absolutely disastrous scenario now, couldn't it? So, again, I don't get all the trick plays. I would like to see a little bit more of a long drive to start the second half. I'd like to see some of our guys use up 7 minutes and try to put 7 points on the board. I'm not looking for big plays down the field right now. I'm just looking for plays that are going to give us first downs and get us into a position where our red zone efficiency comes into play. I just feel badly that he took that big chunk attempt at the end of the first half. It was ill-advised, and we don't need that. I hope somebody sits and settles him down because we don't need that. Turnovers are lucky plays, so just because we force them, it still does not show great defense. So, if you're not tackling and you're trying to strip, the thing is that one guy should be tackling while the other guy is stripping. Too often I see our guys leading with the strip instead of the tackle, allowing them to break the tackle. What you need is somebody to hold the runner up and the second guy to strip, and we're not using the technique that we should. Ozzy88 is saying the Browns win this 27-20. I picked the Browns to win 27-24. Second half is starting. Here we go, folks. I'll be back after the game on the post-game show. Let's hope that the Cleveland Browns get it done. We'll see you after the game. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Thanks for watching, and see you after the game anyway. Bye-bye.